Hey Jeff, how's it going? Thanks for sending in your video. Love seeing you playing again. It's been a while, and yeah, would like to help you out here and give you a few little tips and tactics. Again, I'm always a bit curious about this chord because it definitely feels like it should be a little bit longer. I know there's a bit of a fisheye effect here, and it squashes it. So both of you guys look pretty big, and looks like only a step to get to any corner of the court. So we'll take it with a pinch of salt with this angle. But first thing to say, yeah, definitely a little bit too passive there. There, you've got it there. I don't mind you playing a drop from the back, but everything looks a little bit upright, a bit timid, and it's just a push in there. There's nothing really with a purpose on that. If I'm honest, I think I would have just hit that really solid down the line, clear out, and look to go get in front and take that volley. That would be the thing I'd say on that one. Yeah, and again there, okay, bit passive. He was out of position, but let's have a look and we'll go bit by bit. One thing I think, obviously, I've worked on this with you before, is that forehand swing. It's looking a little bit better, but you tend to obviously open up there a little bit too much. I think I'll show you a few ones more in the rally, which will probably highlight it a little bit more. Good. I like that cross-court lob. This is nice. To be fair, that's a great shot from him. Can't do much with that. Yeah. Good. Nice and positive. Yeah. Let's see your position here on the tee. So you get there and you got that like little kind of, if you just look at your feet, I'm glad they're close together, but there's almost like that little nervous, oh, what's going on here? Not quite seeing it. And then you're quite deep by the time you're having to push off. So you obviously win the rally, but you were a little bit out of position on that one. Just a little quick thing on your serve, that definitely looks too close, doesn't it? And then your follow through looks a little bit limited and stopped. So if you look at that follow through, it's just a little bit of a block. So I'd definitely throw that ball out a little bit more, even let it drop a little bit. That's quite high. You can let it drop and actually bend your knees down, and then you can lift that ball up. If you watch someone like a Nick Matthews serve from this side, he used to have one of the best backhand serves. He used to use his whole body weight through that shot, and that was also really a powerful thing to do. Yeah, shot selection wise there, okay, it's tight, but again, if you could see that, yeah, that like a drop from there, it's a risky business to be able to play that. And something interesting there, look at just watch your swing. Look at how much there's like quite a hitch. As you go in, you hitch it up quickly, and maybe that deceives him a little bit, but it doesn't look a very obviously solid shot. If he had seen that and just gone straight in, it's a stroke to you. It looks like you're definitely too close. Look at that angle, that foot opening up. Again, I know the courts are maybe a bit squashed, but it looks a little bit too close to that side wall. So yeah, I think that position would need a little bit of work on that. Let's have a look here. So as you're going in, yeah, late, very late pickup, and look at your wrist position there. Like it's a big thing I'm always talking about. Look how that wrist is a bit wobbly. I call it the swan neck. So there's a little bit of a bend in that wrist. And then as you hit, you can still see it's bent, the racket's late, and then you have to recompensate and steer the ball. And by that point, you basically give a stroke away. Yes, there could be something interesting on that backhand. Obviously, we can see it there a little bit. Yeah, definitely not keeping your wrist cocked enough, I think, on that backhand volley return. Getting to the tee, again, a little bit of a nervous shuffle. Maybe it's because of him, possibly. I still actually look at your head there. I don't think you're looking enough. I think you could look a little bit more. Your body angle should be slightly more turned, whereas you are pretty front on. And then it only means you're able to glance out the corner of your eye to see him. And I think that's contributing to the nervous feet. You see those feet, it's like, where am I going? Where am I going? Where am I going? And just for a simple straight drive, it's, you've done a lot of work there for a simple straight drive. Actually, just looking at this, I think an observation would be a lot better into that backhand corner. Something really good here. I know we've done some work on this, the step into the corner. So well done. I'm really proud to see this. And then that little hop readjustment, 2-footed base, brilliant. Really, really nice. Possibly a little bit too close. No, actually, you're fine there. You release really nicely, just too short on the finish. Here's that forearm again. See, it's definitely straightening there. It's hard to see from there. This still looks like a bit of a bend, but that's the slight passivity there. I'd love to see that elbow a little bit higher, a little bit more loaded, so it's a little bit tighter in on you, whereas there it's just a little bit of a push. You do well to get a bow start, but I definitely think there's more there we can have. Let's have a look at your watching again. Yeah, quite a backwards movement, which actually happens quite a lot, but yeah, it looks hard work, doesn't it? There's a lot of little bits that are hard work, and yeah, definitely a little push there. Let's see how, yeah, look how you let the ball drop so low, and then you have to get under it and push it up. Either at that point, you need to get on and be more aggressive, take it on the peak of the bounce if you're going to drop Or if you let it drop there, you play an alternate shot. You just chip it back up into zone 3 or 4 and then reset the rally. But just pushing in a drop from there, tough, but it's good that it's tight. There, you need to get on there, get that racket up. Okay, yeah, he's a bit close to you, but I would have slammed that, just flicked your wrist at it. And actually here, okay, yes, you have to be safe there, but you finally got him trapped. But I definitely think I would have got it out of that corner a little bit quicker and earlier and sooner. Yeah, have to be a bit straight arm on that one. Interesting position there when you're on the tee. I'd like a relaxed position, but that's crazy relaxed, isn't it? Everything's down. You're not really hunting. For me, you want that racket roughly about hip level and maybe just above hip level there. If you're on that side, your racket would definitely be, if I'm going to draw it, it would be about there. Maybe if I'm being like a bit too much, maybe it'd be about there and there. Something along those lines would be where I'd be looking for it. Yeah, like very pushy, isn't it? There, you need to be pumping those feet, moving onto that ball rather than getting, that's basically like how I would feed as a coach. That's a nice coach feed in a match that just doesn't give you anything, does it? Yeah, so it's definitely that alertness and urgency onto certain shots. So let's have a look at a few more. I think you're getting a sense of what's happening here. Yeah, I'd love to see those feet just exploding a little bit quicker at the right time, just being a little bit more positive. Nice, that's really good. But even there, let's have a look here. You did really well there. Looks a little bit negative, tentative with the racket down. But you see it's coming. Look how long that racket, that takes too long to get up. There, you should be playing now. That the racket should be on the ball now. Tiny backswing and just pushing in a quick little drop shot. His tee position is crazy deep. So for me there, that's just a little bit of urgency with the feet, a little bit of urgency with the racket position. So that racket position right there is good. Now you just need to take it to the ball. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's a big old hitch. And I know you've obviously decided to hit it long, but yeah, tactically that could have been a lot easier for you. And he's reset the rally by this point. He's back in control now. You're back slightly scrambling. So that's a little bit better tee position. I like that. Look at that. You've turned a bit more. You're looking. That's really nice. Didn't quite get a good split step. Yeah, depth or no split step. But for me at that point, you should be getting up, get those heels off the floor, rise a little bit, split step, and get onto that, man. Get onto that. Look how you're letting that ball drop quite a lot. And yeah, this is something I didn't pick up on with you. Look at that backhand. It's quite interesting. There's the swan neck or the rusty swinging gait where that wrist is breaking. And actually it's because you're too close to the ball. And then you get a little bit like, look at that, really short. And actually one thing here, look at this. Look at how much lack of explosiveness off the ball there is. I'm going to go back here and I'm just going to put this in slow-mo. Have a look at how timid you are coming off the shot. Hardly come off the shot there. You need to be getting out of there because that actually helps you with attacking and aggressiveness onto the next shot. It's your speed off the previous shot. And actually could have almost given a stroke away there now. But yeah, some really good stuff here, but it feels like there's a lot of feeding. Yeah, that's a feed. I'd class that as a feed. You've let the ball drop. Like I said, either take it on the peak or if you're going to let it drop, play an alternate shot. That for me is just, it's a feed. It's too easy. He can get there and just do that. Even he was not in a great position, still won the point quite comfortably. So yeah, hopefully this is all kind of making a bit more sense. We'll just watch a little bit more, but there's probably not much more I'm going to talk about on this. Again, passive. And I think this split step is very negative there. You take it back. It's almost like you're too comfortable letting the ball droop and drop and getting to what is comfortable for you. But think about this. If it's comfortable for you, you know what? It's comfortable for him as well. That's what I'm seeing a lot of. If you were to go, right, put your racket on the ball there. So that extra foot that you've taken it forward, like you making contact there, look at how deep his tee position is now. Because you let it come back a bit, look at that. He's just stolen about a yard on you and he's there. He can easily get around you. And yeah, it's a good shot. So he has to stretch, but he ain't going to even get a sniff to that if your contact point's there. That's the big difference I'm seeing. And even that, yeah, like I would have got to that ball, that elbow would have been higher earlier. Look how late you're lifting the elbow. So I quite like there, that elbow, that's a nice position. I want to see you get into that way more earlier. So for me, that's great. But that needs to be done from there. Like now you're there. So as the ball bounces, you'd go now. And then look how much it's coming to you. It gets too close to you. And then, yeah, a bit of a half court shot, not really punishing it into that corner. And yeah, he then gets his racket on it. So yeah, listen, Jeff, some really hopefully good stuff for you to work on. You got a great foundation, but I would say like with those couple of tips about being more aggressive, taking it on the rise, that was better. That's a good example, possibly a bit too close, but you took it on the rise, just pushed him, and again, pity it landed a bit short. If that had landed a bit deeper, you would have turned him into that corner a little bit more. So yeah, I think if you can take those couple of tips, work on them, I reckon you'll be able to get someone like this and really get him on the back foot quickly and early, and then you're the one who's going to dominate that rally. So listen, thanks for sending this in. Really appreciate it. Good seeing you again, and hopefully I'll be able to help you out with more of these in the future. Take care for now.